Welcome to the show, Every Nation, Tongue and Tribe. I'm your host, Cynthia Khan, and today I bring you somebody very special, which I have never done before. So I have a teenager on my show today, which is such an exception from who I've been bringing earlier. So welcome to the show, and I welcome my guest, Rebecca. Rebecca, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Rebecca, it's so nice to have you. And it's my first time ever interviewing a teenager.
Well, thank you.
It's my pleasure to have
It's an
you on
honor.
the show. Well, Rebecca, I talked to your mom earlier, and this is the reason I would like to talk to you, because we talked about the ministry, and we heard that you are going to Pakistan. And you were born and raised here.
Yes, for 16 years I've lived in America and been a complete American girl.
Right.
So.
And how come that you tell us a little bit about your life as living in Dallas area in America, and because people who are listening to this program, they are from all over. So tell us that how is an average teenager's life in America?
Well, I would say it's very comfortable. I mean, we don't see it, but I mean, we have so many luxuries here and advantages over any other country. And I mean, I was born in Texas and raised in Texas, and we went to public school and, you know, always had extracurricular activities going on. And we were always in clubs, and Mom always made sure, you know, we had fun things to do with friends. So, I mean, you know, we got to interact and socialize a lot our entire lives. And, you know, being in school, we have really good school systems here. And I mean, we're so lucky because, I mean, everybody hates school and they have to go through it. But, you know, when you stop and think about people who don't get to go to school, you feel blessed.
Yes, exactly.
You may have a lot of homework, but I mean, look at the good it's going to do you later in life.
Exactly. And other than education, what other comforts, and as you said that we are so blessed here, what other things that you see, because you have visited Pakistan so many times. So tell the audience that what other things that you see teenagers especially and children have here, which they do not have in those countries.
I mean, in America, teenagers can go out, you know, whenever, wherever, wearing whatever without having to worry, you know, about being killed or put in jail or persecuted against. And it's like we don't realize that, you know, we can wear whatever we want here and nobody's going to say anything, and you can go out and go to places and have friends over all the time. And, you know, being a girl, you can be friends with guys, and being guys, you can be friends with girls without it, you know, turning into anything, or, you know, having to get married to them, or, you know, being in trouble for it. And it's like in other countries, I don't think they ever allow you to do that.
Right.
I mean, everything's just so segregated. And I mean, here we're really just, people don't think we have as many freedoms as we do, but we really do.
We have. Only if you go out and see the other side of the picture, then only you realize. Anyways, so tell us that your family is moving to Pakistan, and it's a huge undertaking, and it's a huge decision, a very, very major decision for the ministry and for as a family. So what will you be doing there, and what are your expectations of being in Pakistan? As you know, some of the things that you will be doing. So tell us that what are you planning to do there?
Well, I am very excited to go out into the missions field with Mom and Dad, and, you know, get a hands-on feel for what these people go through every single day, and just getting a chance to help them, you know, and being able to bless them in a way that I've been blessed. You know, even if it's just giving a little, you know, hug or help here, you know, even if it's just sitting down and talking to them. I mean, nobody really does that with them, and I mean, it'll make a difference.
It does make a difference. Somebody just going there to
and giving them attention and making them feel loved and like they're human beings, you know.
right, right.
It's a
And
big
they
deal.
live deep in the desert.
I mean, they're completely secluded from everybody and everything. So, I mean, having guests in the first place is just, you know, it's a big deal for them because people don't treat them like they should be treated.
right, right. And most of the people living even in Pakistan, they don't even know that they exist.
Yeah.
And this is a huge difference that you will make in their lives. Now, what about education? Where will you be going to school?
Mom and Dad have actually found a really good Christian school. It's actually made for missionary kids like me and my brother. It's up in the mountains in Murray, and it's a boarding school, but I mean, they give you lots of vacations and holidays and stuff, so I'm thinking whenever we have the free time, we'll come down here with Mom and Dad and, you know, go to the missions field, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how do you think that it will broaden your perspective of life and everything else?
I mean, going over there and seeing these people, you know, live the way they live and not having anything, it humbles you a lot as a person and makes you truly realize how great it is having all of these things. And it makes you a lot less selfish as a person. And I mean, it'll give you that worldly edge that people are looking for. And it's just, you know, you'll see yourself become a better person, knowing what you have and how blessed you are. So.
How do you think that your life as a person and having the understanding that you have, how do you think that you can make a difference in the lives of others?
I mean, there's lots of girls that are my age, and I mean, they don't really have anybody to talk to or have anybody to listen to, you know. If I can go over there and even just sit with them and hear what they're going through and find a way to help, that'll be the biggest thing, you know. I'll feel good because I'm helping somebody. And I mean, that's all I want to do is make a difference and help people in every way that I can. I mean, that's our purpose here on earth. So.
Wow, that is so beautiful. Now, Rebecca, not everybody your age, you are 16, not everybody your age would think that way. So how do you think that you have that understanding and not an average girl would have the same understanding?
I think it's because my parents have always, you know, enforced into us that we're blessed and God's always had his favor onto us. And I mean, going over there and having the chance to see these people firsthand, you know, and seeing what real poverty is like, it gives you a wider perspective on life, and you don't really think the way other kids do because you know how lucky you are and you see the difference between here and there. So I mean, I guess it matures you too because you're not worried about little things anymore. You kind of have a bigger picture kind of perspective.
Wow. That is so important. You are giving a very important message to the teenagers. And what do you think of girls who think of other things? I mean, and that's not, I'm not saying that, you know, all these other things are bad because, you know, you like to be dressed up.
I mean, being a teenage girl, you worry about lots of little things like hair and makeup and which outfit should I wear today, and, you know, oh, does my makeup look good with this, or do my nails match this? And I mean, it's not bad to think about those things. I mean, I still think about those things all the time, but I mean, you just can't let it consume you. You know, there's more to life than how you look.
Exactly, exactly. Because, and that understanding only came to you because you have been to other countries, right?
I mean, other people don't have the luxury of worrying about what they look like or having even the resources to change their appearance, you know. What God gives them is what God gives them.
And they
their
just
only
have
choice.
to live like that all
You
their
know?
life and don't have enough to even eat. You know, they are worried
I mean,
more
they're
about
worried more about surviving and if they're going to make it to tomorrow than to
and the basic
impress
needs.
everybody.
Yes, exactly. So what message would you like to give to teenagers today, teenagers who are living here in America?
You know, really just stop and think about how lucky you are. I mean, next time you complain about something little, just stop and think about people on the other side of the world who don't even have these things to complain about. They wish they did, you know? It's just, you worry about a lot of things, but just remember, you know, life is too short to worry about small things. you have a bigger purpose, and I mean, you're really lucky if you're in America. You know, life will be great if you give it the chance to be.
Yeah. And what do you think that some of the things that teenagers like yourself, I mean, as a girl, or even guys, what are some of the things that you think and see that they should stay away from?
I mean, especially in this generation, as much as I hate to say, there's just a lot of partying and, you know, ridiculous, unresponsible behavior. I mean, people are doing drugs and going around and having flings with people, and it's like, you know, we're only 16. If you do all this now, then what good are you going to have from it later on in life? You're just setting yourself up for something bad. I mean, yeah, it's probably fun at the moment, but I mean, look at what it does to you and how other people who did the same thing ended up in life. Some of them, yeah, they got out of it and they have a great life, but others, you know, you see them sitting on the side of the road and that's all their life is now. So.
Yeah. So how do you think that girls of your age could have that kind of understanding? What are some of the things, in your opinion, they can do so that they can have this understanding?
I mean, I know not everybody can just go fly to the other side of the world and, you know, do missions work, but there's so many local things that you can do, you know. Go sit at a, you know, soup kitchen and talk to somebody, or even go help, you know. There's so many operations, you know. Go work at Goodwill, or, you know, there's so many outreach services nowadays that you can go and do all these great things to help people just in your community, you know, even your neighbors, you know, your church. There's lots of opportunities to help people.
Right. And when you do that, then when you make a difference in somebody's life, how you feel that fulfillment?
I mean, it does. It's very fulfilling, and once you help somebody and you truly see how it's affected them, I mean, there's no other feeling like that. It completes you as a person, you know. You're just like, you know, wow, I made a difference in this person's life, and, you know, I helped them survive, or I helped them get through the day, or, you know, just little things.
Right. And then I think that's what happens, Rebecca, that when you start doing things like that, acts of kindness around you, then you don't worry too much about fulfilling this emptiness that you have inside, and that all these acts of kindness fulfills your heart so much.
And I mean, you're not worrying about other things because, you know, you're like, oh, how can I help this person, or, you know, I'm just so ready to serve the God above. It's like, you know, you're not worried about who you're gonna date, or whose party's gonna be going on, or, you know, what to wear tomorrow. You're just so involved in actual life that, you know, you don't worry about little things anymore.
Right. But Rebecca, how can you make people get to that point where they really start thinking on those lines? Because it's not easy, because what they see outside.
It takes a big wake-up call to make you realize, you know, and I guess everybody finds that wake-up call in a different way, but I mean, the more you set yourself up in situations where you're going to get something good out of it, I mean, it'll come. God has His timing, and He'll change your life.
And you have to ask for it. You have to pray for it.
If you want to help the Lord, and, you know, you want your situation to arise, you pray for it, and He'll put you in a situation. It may not be the way you thought it would work out. You know, I never thought I'd be going to Pakistan at 16, but I mean, if God gives you something, you take it.
Yeah. And just consider a blessing from Him.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, it may not seem like a blessing at first, but I mean, you just write it out and good things will come.
Right. Well, it has been such a pleasure talking to you. It is amazing to hear your perspective of life, Rebecca. It's so amazing. A 16-year-old girl talking like this, it's wow. So I hope that people have really heard you. They could, you know, I mean, I think you are able to get the message across, what we are trying to accomplish here. And I think many girls will really come to realization that what life is all about. and I think you will talk to them more later.
Hopefully.
Yes. This concludes our show, Every Nation, Tongue and Tribe, where we had a teenager on the show, and this is such a privilege to have her. This is your host, Cynthia Khan, and keep watching Every Nation, Tongue and Tribe.